Hello and welcome to the special Halloween episode of Heard from a Friend. We accidentally started recording without realizing that our mix weren't picking up our sound. We literally went on for almost 4 minutes without realizing. Lee noticed it in time though, so we luckily saved the episode. Look at them. Embarrassing. Well, anyways, hope you enjoy this special episode. Get ready for some laughs, goofs, and maybe even something spooky. Stay safe and happy Halloween.
Oh, well, not when yours, but at least ours. Hello. Spooky for sure. Like, that could have been a really fucking scary situation.
Imagine.
So this is technically our second intro now because, well, you won't know, but still, we had some technical issues just now with our audio, but we got it fixed. Luckily, we caught it. Shout out to Lee because he actually caught it. So yeah. Anyway,
thank God the weed's kicking in, so I just got it right before it was full Monty.
Dope.
Thank God.
All right, so welcome back. This is episode
15
of Heard from a Friend podcast, Spoopy edition. What's it called? We tried our best, more or less, really, kind of just to have some fun with it. So I'm dressed as a skeleton dude. Lee is cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
And then
again, cue Doja, because I will actually say that again, because God, I love that song. Main reason why everyone met Doja Cat in the first place or even know about her.
Shout out to Doja Cat.
Yeah,
Doja Cat, if you want to collab, let us know.
Or just take me out for fun. I know you live in LA, bitch.
And then we got Steve dressed as
I'm a washed out cholo.
He's a warlock.
He's a cholo that couldn't get accepted into any gang. I said it before, I'll say it again.
He's a warlock cholo. Abaca bitch.
Ew.
What?
I was gonna say, I was trying to think of a play on words with like
abracadabra.
Yeah,
that
I couldn't think of anything other than like abracafoo.
Ew.
It just sounds like you're trying to do magic kung fu.
Dude, imagine a cholo in the Harry Potter world.
Yo. I can't think of a fucking
I'm trying to think of how to say Wingardium Leviosa, but like
he'll hold his wand like this.
Sideways.
Wingardium Glociosa. Good enough. All right, cool. Listen, we made
just a joint behind his ear.
Dude, that'd be sick, actually. The fucking curse mark is in the shape of a fucking, like, a gang sign.
Dude.
That's just the LA sign?
Yo!
I was gonna say, you know what? Let's just throw together fucking, we all just get, like, black and white flannels, kind of like Steve's, but different. And then we could all be different Harry Potter characters. I'll be Hermione because of the hair. And then Steve can be, I don't know, Harry or Ron. You guys can decide who's Harry and who's Ron, honestly, because both of you are Ron Weasley to me. Honestly.
I am a Gryffindor. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Slytherin for sure. I have Slytherin gloves.
Oh, I am actually. I was Hufflepuff in high school, and then I was Slytherin now. Like I'm Slytherin now.
I was Ravenclaw in high school, and now I'm more Gryffindor.
The real world really changes a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still Slytherin. Fucking through and through.
Snake. Anyway.
They're the hardest ones. What do you mean, dude?
I'm like a baby snake. You know, they're super cute and they're super soft looking, but like the ones that have all the venom and shit because they have more when they're babies.
Like Edward?
Who the fuck is Edward?
Robert Pattinson or whatever. But
yeah, so I was thinking you're talking about.
What was his name? Cedric Diggory, I think.
Oh, my boy!
Fuck.
He's so fine.
All right, cool. Hello, welcome.
Jesus,
so spooky.
Fucking nerds.
It's the skin of a killer, dude. You're right. It is spooky.
It's the wand of a killer, Bella.
All right,
so
cool. So, like I said, we were just we're just trying to have fun with this episode. What's it called? So we're just gonna talk about kind of like Halloween in general, just how we feel about it, how any specific memories, like I was saying. So, so one specific memory I remember back in the day. I think I said like 10, maybe 12. I decided I wanted to be Michael Myers one year. So I got the fucking little blue jumpsuit. I got the mask and fake
That's
ass
dope.
butcher knife. Right? It was dope. Like I really liked it a lot. So we went trick or treating that night, and everything was going great. It was me, Maria, her little sister Ange.
Cute.
I think she was still a baby at the time. But anyway, me, her, and
How old is
her
Ange?
parents. Ange is 19.
19, no? You
Yes.
said? I was like, that's what you said at the party.
I'm 10 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're older than everybody.
Okay, but not
That's
like
cap.
10 years older than you guys.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
older
what-
than me.
Yeah, but not 10 years. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. 10 is like, bitch, that's a decade.
That's a whole generation. No,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Is it?
The whole. I think so. Isn't it?
I feel like
yeah,
it's 20.
wouldn't it be? Well, because we're considered millennials, and isn't she considered
Gen Z.
Gen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a whole other generation. So I guess
Okay.
10 years is a generation.
We'll go with that. I don't care. Wikipedia.
We will not fact
Correct
check
us.
because fuck it. Not
Too lazy.
Not
Anyway,
important enough. Yeah, exactly.
so anyway, we were trick or treating. We were with her parents, and it was going fine. We were just going through houses and stuff, and then we got to this one house where there was this. I think he was wearing, what's that shit called? The Chainsaw Massacre mask, the Leatherface mask.
Oh,
and-
Bubba.
Yeah, and he was just standing there with the chainsaw in hand on the lawn, and Maria got scared, rightfully so, because it was pretty creepy. And there was a person at the end of their driveway, with candy, for the kids to just go up and walk and take some. So I went because I don't know. I guess I
brave?
wasn't scared / I just like manned up in a way. I went. I took
I'm
some.
not scared, little Richard.
I came back, and Maria didn't
Crying?
go. She was crying,
Oh.
and what's it called? And she's like, I still want candy, or some shit happened,
Aw.
and I was just like, okay,
I'm
I'll go
going
get you
back
some.
in.
Yeah, I took her. I took her back, and I went to go get her some. And each time, the guy in the leather face mask just kept looking at me, like as I'm walking by, just like,
Like, what are you doing?
like no, just like watching me.
No, like
you know.
in character, Leatherface
Yeah.
just staring at him.
Exactly. So I grabbed the candy, and I started walking back. And as soon as I started, like I was halfway through the drive-through, he just let the fucking chainsaw rip, and all you hear is just, and I started running because I got scared, obviously, and what's it called? I just remember he started to chase me, and Maria like went down to the ground, started bawling like even harder, and I'm just there running like, oh god! And what's it called? I tripped. I think I don't remember exactly what happened, but point is he caught up to me, and he was like, he put it like at my face or whatever, and I was just frozen, and I couldn't do anything. I didn't do anything, and obviously he left off, and he just went back, and Maria's still there crying, and parents are trying to console her, and I'm just there all shook too, because I was like, oh fuck, like, I wasn't prepared. And my sister just laughing, and she's like, you had a knife, why didn't you use it? I'm like, what? Like, what do you want me to do
Damn
instead? What's it called? It was just like one of the
That's
funniest
funny.
fucking things that happened. But yeah, that was
Something
my
like
special
that
Halloween memory.
happened- Something like that happened to me on Halloween one time. It was like, I was pretty old. I think I was like 15, 16. I'm trying to think because I started going to Halloween parties pretty late. I didn't start partying in high school till like late junior, senior year.
Mhm.
I didn't really see the need, and I didn't really hang out with people that went to parties, to be honest. The party people in my school, hopefully some of y'all watching this, because a good portion of y'all were sucky. I was going to say dickheads, but no, it was just like, you know,
thing.
generic. It was very generic, like party people. Like it was like for us, nobody was really popular, because my school I felt like was too small. We had, my graduating class
Like
was,
everybody knew each other type of thing.
yeah, I know. Literally, I remember when something happened to me, some rumor shit, and then that happened the day before, and then nobody. I saw all my friends and stuff like that in first homeroom, and before we went to class, everybody was chill. And then first period happened, then the next period, and then I think lunch. And I'm walking, my friend, she punches me. She's like, "I told you not to do that thing," and I was like, "What?" And as I was walking to her, I realized like people were looking at me. Then when I saw her, and then I looked around, everybody was looking at me. I was like, "Oh, got it,
Okay.
got it." So, yeah, I was just too small, so we didn't really have popular people. But yeah, it was just like I didn't start going out till later in the year. The reason why I even bring it up is because I was trying to think for Halloween. I was doing candy, and I guess I was like 16 or something like that.
Mm.
And I hadn't gone out, and I was just sitting at home, and we rotated like who was doing candy, because I think this was like one of the first years I didn't wear a costume to go trick-or-treating.
Okay.
And I remember just sitting there, and it was like kind of near the end of the night or whatever, a little bit, and there's a Michael Myers walking down the street or whatever, or walking down the sidewalk, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And then he stops, and then he like looks at me, and then I'm like, okay. And then he keeps walking, but then he stops at like the corner of the lawn, looks at me, and then walks, and then there's the path to the front porch, or like the walk path to the front porch. And then he stops at the walk path at the fence, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
So then he like just stood there, and I was like, do you want some candy? Do you want some candy, sir? I got candy for you. And
I'll be
he
your
just
kitten.
oh my god, I should have been a cat.
As he went like this.
So then I offered him candy, he didn't do anything, and then I was like, do you want candy? And he was just stood there, and he just stood there, and he just stood there, and then he just stood, like now that I'm older, I'm like thinking to myself, like, bro, the bit died, go on. Go away so I can like go inside. Jesus.
He's secretly
But like when I was younger,
serial killer, like
yeah, when I was younger, I was like, I was thinking to myself, who's gonna move first? And I just sat there for like what felt like 10 minutes, and then he finally left, and I was just like, I'm going back inside now.
I would have been like, that's right, bitch.
Oh my god. But I think after that, I don't think anybody passed out candy. I think we just at the very end, once we're done, we just leave the candy bowl outside just for anybody to grab whatever, because it's like we usually don't get a whole lot anyway. Sometimes we run out before we even get to that point. But like a couple of years, it was like dead for a while. There was like there was like no kids on my street like at all for some reason. Like for like a couple, like for 1 year, it was just like no children, because it was all the kids were like my age. So by that time, we're not really trick-or-treating. And then, I don't know, something about the neighborhood just kind of just didn't have a lot of trick-or-treaters. So that's why we're like, just leave it out. But yeah, that was like the only time. Or like 2 times maybe. But yeah.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. I'm trying to think of something else. But Halloween is just usually parties now. I wonder if we're going to have a Halloween party for my family. No one's mentioned anything. So
I was going to say, like, what's it called? Because what was it, 2-3 years ago your family had one?
Yeah.
And I went, I was like,
yeah,
let me know if that's happening again.
Didn't you have one last year?
I think so. Yeah,
Right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh
no. Wait, no, because we went to Jerry and Emily's.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
Remember. Shout out to Jerry and Emily.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I met a lot of people.
Steve had to drive like 4 hours.
Dude, Richard slept in his car that morning.
Oh yeah. Because I was drunk.
It
was fun. I will say that. So
it was fun.
I was drunk.
Just pumping gas in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I was drunk as shit. We got to Steve's house, and I was still not sober enough to drive. And
it was like 5 in the morning.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
like
it was
it was mad late because I can remember seeing like just a very faint bit of sunlight.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
Like we left there like at 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We left pretty late because it was like a 2-hour drive.
But
yeah,
we left.
so
We got to the house and my car was there and I started getting in it and Steve was like, "No, you're not gonna drive." I'm like, "No,
No.
I'm not dumb enough to do that." So I told him I'm just gonna sleep in the car and I'm gonna dip early morning, or I guess in a couple
whenever
hours.
I wake up. Yeah.
So what's it called?
It was literally just power naps, dude.
Yeah, no, I slept for like maybe 3 hours in the car. I woke up and I was like, "All right, I'm good enough. I gotta go home." And what's it called? Oh, it was also early in the morning, so luckily there wasn't really a lot of cars. Either way, don't do stupid shit. But I got home.
That's a smart choice if you are gonna drink.
Uber.
Well, there is that, but
Look,
if like
you could, like
for
the way I
some
see it is
reason,
like you.
Yeah.
What?
oh no, I was just gonna say like for some reason if you just get like to the point, I don't know. My philosophy is if you get really fucked up, and also because my dad was the one that taught me, just don't drink and drive. Just if you need to and you don't have the money to pay for an Uber, then but you have gas in your car, just fall asleep in your car. Fuck it, whatever. Just don't put the keys in the ignition and you're fine. You're just sleeping in your car.
I knew that
Yeah.
and much. I threw it in the fucking glove box.
Yeah, don't be dumb. Don't drink and drive.
I mean, the way I see it is like if you're gonna go out and drink, let's say like you go to a bar or whatever, like especially during like festival times like this, like a lot of people like meeting up at bars drinking. If you have money for a bar, you have money for an Uber.
Yeah.
If you need to Uber pool with somebody so it's cheaper for you, then do that. Just make sure that all of you get dropped off.
Yeah.
Especially because I know this episode you said it's gonna air that week of.
Yeah. No, I was gonna bring this
yeah.
up later on, but
Yeah.
might as well.
Be responsible.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
But,
Be responsible. Have fun.
yeah, if you're
but be
gonna-
responsible.
If you're gonna party, get a ride from someone that's a DD or like take a
An
take a
actual
taxi, an
DD.
Uber. Yeah, because it's like honestly, if you're like if I ever go out and I pay like a butt ton of money when it comes to hanging out with these guys. So, but like it's that's the I don't know, that's if I'm gonna spend money just to ensure my safety and I don't get in trouble, I don't hurt someone, I don't get a ticket or anything crazy like that, then so be it. Because $40 compared to like thousands in fines and a possible like
incarceration
couple charges and shit like
even
that.
worse, things happen in those
you
cases.
can go to the extreme of things like
So that's why I'm like,
40
hell no, I'd rather
bucks
just spend
isn't a lot.
$40.
So this,
Yeah,
this is our PSA. If you're gonna do something, just be responsible.
Be responsible and safe.
That leads me to another thing where it was like there are two different kinds of people in Halloween. It's like there's the like we calling out the partiers, like just crazy ass motherfuckers that take it as the day to just go as wild as possible. And then there's
I get it.
And then trust, I do too. And then there's the other side, it's just people who like to snuggle up at home, watch scary movie, or like light up the place with like little Halloween decorations and give out candy. And it's like
I also get it.
I do too. And I'm just
I get
like,
it. I get it, dude. I get it. Like
I like both.
I before we lived in this house, like because you guys were sharing stories of like like going trick or treating and stuff. Like,
I was gonna get.
I used to live in a like apartment complexes, and dude, they were active. Like people went all out, moved their furniture, put on strobe lights, like opened their door, had come in signs. Like they had like little mini horror things happening.
Yeah.
It was dope.
That's
It was cute, dude. I had this one specific house where like throughout the whole year, everybody thought this old man was like the creepiest fucking person, and he led with that. Like obviously, like it led to the point of Halloween where he was like, "All right, you little shits, like you guys want to fuck with me, now I fuck with you."
Dope.
And he had the best fucking candy. But in order to get to him, like he had his fucking grandkids laying on the ground like they were like unalive bodies.
How funny.
He had like fucking strobe lights, so it was like hard to walk in.
Ooh.
And he had the centerpiece with like the candy, but you had to get to it, and he would hide in different positions every time.
That's dope,
How
dude.
funny.
So people would like freak out.
Hell
And
yeah.
like he didn't even dress up, dude. He wore a flannel. he's like a tall old man. He wore a flannel and just jeans and just fucking came out with like the most grudgiest face.
That's scary
But it was-
enough, bro.
Yeah, dude. But it was dope. It was honestly dope.
I was gonna say,
I think those were like the fun times. Like moving into a house. Like now I see how like I have like big ass windows, so I see like kids pass by. I'm like, that's cute. I got good candy. Come knock on my door.
I was gonna say, like, you don't even need much, to be honest. Like, intimidating, scary or old people, like that's more than enough. Like honestly,
Yeah,
that's just fucking scary at times.
Old age is scary.
Mm-hmm.
The most primal fear of all.
Aging. No. But yeah, so like I get like the part where it's just like staying at home and cozying up, being like, just chilling out and enjoying the spookiness.
Being a gremlin.
But I love partying too. So I remember one year I went to this warehouse party. Everybody dressed up and shit. It was pretty fucking sick, dude. Like some people, I love how much some people go out with their costumes. Like I saw this one dude dressed up as what's it called? Oh my god, what is his name? I forget. It was just
fucking minion.
No, not a minion.
Gru.
No, it was a fucking Darth Maul. But what's it called?
That's cool.
But like it wasn't just like a mask and like shitty like plastic saber or anything like that. Like this dude had a legit saber, like double sided. He had the mask or not mask. He had the face paint and he actually glued on the horns and shit.
That's tight.
Like I was like,
oh, I have my
fuck.
lightsaber. I forgot.
Like
Nerd.
Should have popped that shit out. Dude.
It's those lightsabers that are like, $100 compared to these.
Mine?
Like, I don't
I'm
know.
a Cholo
But I'm just
Jedi.
saying, like,
fool.
My shit was like 100 and like almost $200.
That's still nothing compared to these other sabers
Oh,
that are like
yeah,
1,000.
like the super-
Like it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
legit, bro. Like
May
it,
the
Yeah.
force be with you.
Mine's just from
vato.
Disney, dude.
Mhm. It's so they're ugly anyway. I just
No,
say
they're
that because
not.
I had one.
No, because you wish you had one.
No, I have one. I had the Darth. Was it? Fucking Kylo Ren one.
Ew.
Yeah. Dude, listen, it's a dope
makes
looking
sense.
saber, but that's all I'm saying about that.
It makes sense.
Oh yeah, the trick.
I have Mace Windu's.
That's even worse.
Believe, fool,
What do you mean, dude? He
believe.
was the only one who almost fucking defeated the Sith without any help.
Yeah, and then he fell like a
No, he
pussy.
didn't. He didn't fall. He got he got fucking beat by. Anyways, we're not talking about this. He got beat by Anakin. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but yeah, then there's the other side. Like I said, the cozy side. I don't think I've ever given out candy, because I always go out to trick or treat. At least when I was younger, and I was thinking to myself too. I was like, what's the age where it's like acceptable to still be trick or treating / just you're too old.
16.
16.
Honestly,
16.
I don't know. I don't think there is a real age restriction when it comes to trick or treating. Honestly, because all you have to do is put on a mask and not sound like you're 40.
Yeah, but you can tell when it's like a kid, a teenager, and a full-grown adult. Like,
yeah, but like if all three of us were to go trick or treating, I can guarantee no one's gonna say no. Maybe like older people, but nobody our age or like a little younger or whatever, or like people that are in their 30s or 40s aren't gonna say.
You
no
know
to us.
what? Yeah, I think you have a point.
Because I don't know, you know, we look pretty young, not gonna lie.
we do.
Except me, except me. I feel like I'm the oldest looking because I
I
am
feel like I.
the oldest. So,
Um,
but
I'm the only one without facial hair.
I was gonna say the facial hair is kind of ages.
Yeah, Steve will 100% always get it. Yes.
Baby face.
So, yeah. It's got like the
You just
one time of
can't.
the year that it works.
I'm the only one in my family who doesn't.
Really?
Yeah. Danny has my little brother has a full fucking set of beard.
At least
He just he had shaved for my sister's quince completely.
I saw it
Jesse has a
before.
beard.
at least
Wilmer
it's
has a
not
whole
like
beard.
fucking goat hair because that shit's gross.
Oh
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Don't go hair. My PSA for the fucking episode. Don't go hair.
But like, at what do you like?
That's scary.
I was gonna say, at what age do you like realistically? If someone were to tell you like, "Hey, what are your plans for Halloween?" and somebody says, "I'm gonna go trick or treating," at what age do you judge
16.
them? Kind of.
I'm telling you, 16 is the gap because I remember I went trick or treating with my friends in high school, and it was just a thing to be like, "Yo, you guys want to do it? Like, let's do it and go have some fun. Like, just to hang out with your friends, like
Sure.
in the evening type of thing for that." But as in like once over 16, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm a party. It's like, okay, I get it.
For me, like 23, 24. 24 is kind of pushing it a little bit. 23. I don't know. I don't really I think it's because I don't care.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go get your candy, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Most people just, I mean, I don't know. It's also something to do because I again, the only time I ever do anything is the family's doing something or if we're doing something. And if none of that's happening, I don't do anything. I might hand out candy for a little bit, maybe. But for the most part, no. I don't do anything.
I get that.
So that's why it's like, oh, you're doing something? Have fun. I don't give a shit.
I just
You know.
I know it because like some houses, at least where I live, I know some of them. I think when I was like 20, I went one year. To be fair, too, all I did was put on. I was working at Target at the time. I put on my red shirt and the name badge, and I was like, I'm a Target worker. Ha.
People for sure knew what you were doing.
And they were like,
Jesus
one of them
Christ.
straight up asked me, "Just like, do you really
Holy.
work at Target?" I'm like, no. And they're just like, okay. And they just put the bag in. Just
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure people saw him. They're like,
so I
good costume.
yeah. So obviously that's that factor, but I feel like still it's like, you know, some of these people, or at least where I live, you could kind of tell that they were just like, man, this is supposed to be kind of like for kids, you know?
No, yeah, people for
Mhm.
sure are like that. Not gonna lie. I think I don't know. I feel like it's more in like the Latino communities, just because I've only really experienced it, and I have had those vibes where it's like, aren't you a little old?
Yeah.
Like,
so what, dude?
maybe it's
Yeah.
just fucking candy. You bought it.
See,
I don't
for
know.
me,
I don't really care.
I would just go buy candy, come home, put on some sweats, a spooky movie, and call it a day, dude.
Why are
See,
you?
that's the thing though. I don't even dig
Because we work.
candy.
that's
like
why.
that.
Like,
No.
if you're really gonna, it just sounds
You,
tiring
you
to me
think I'm
now.
gonna
Like,
spend my hard-earned money on candy when it's going
This
out for free?
bitch. This,
yes, I would.
This bitch. It sounds.
I would. Do you know how
tiring
like
to me.
inexpensive like a bag of candy
I was
is
gonna
now?
say you get it after
It's not that-
the day after when it's like $1 for like those big
Yeah,
ass
but
packs.
that's like that's
That's
the
adult
coupon
shit
secret,
right
dude.
there. No,
Mhm.
that's adult shit right there.
That's just saving.
That's adult shit right
Yeah.
there.
And
Like
you're
if
telling
somebody,
me-
like if somebody's gonna tell me like let's go get candy, it's like okay, I'm just gonna get like let's get a little bag or something from the store or whatever. But if they want to go all, I'll be like, bitch, you might as well just go trick or treating at that point because I'm not spending my money on all that.
Okay, here's my question for you guys about that then.
okay.
A bag or a bucket? What's your preference? Like a Halloween bag or like a Halloween tote bag that people carry, or a bucket? Like
Fuck it.
Oh,
A bucket?
The bag just
you know why? You know why I bring that up? I don't know if you guys seen, but McDonald's is bringing back their fucking like
oh, they're little plastic
1960
buckets. Yes.
the Halloween bucket.
Cute.
Mhm.
That's so cute.
It is.
But yeah, I was like, I'm a bucket person. I don't like the bag. I feel like the bag. I always see kids and they're just dragging that shit. At
I
least
feel
with
like
the
it's
bucket, it
gonna
gives you a
rip
reason to hold
kind of
it.
or something.
I mean, you could break the handle, but it's like
That's what I was
I like-
also thinking.
I like seeing those kids where it's like, you know, you've had a successful Halloween when they're like carrying it with two hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not even holding it, and they're just fucking
I don't
deadbeat
know.
tired.
It just feels like more secure also because I
Yeah.
remember when I had a lot of candy when I was little, I would like carry it like this or like a baby or whatever. I would just hold
Yeah.
it with both hands and like push against me. So I don't know. It just feels more secure. I mean, you do that with the tote one, but I don't know. There's something
People
about
usually just toss it behind them.
there's something about the bucket that just feels a little bit more legit for me. I think it's because
Feels
I
cleaner
did
too.
I did have a bucket when I was younger, so
Yeah, I had a
that's why.
bucket. I always had a pumpkin bucket.
Yeah, same.
What's it called? First candy that you ate out of that. What was the first one that you get, and then what's the first one you throw out?
The first one that I eat is Smarties. The first one that I throw
Really?
out is when I was younger. It would be like Hershey's or
What?
M&M's. I didn't like chocolate. I still don't really dig chocolate. I like
I don't blame you, I don't either.
with
What?
like
Oh my
peanut
God.
butter
You know this.
or caramel or something or milk chocolate. I'll do that. Like with Hershey's, but for the most part, I think it's also because my mom is more and she's like really into chocolate. She likes chocolate.
Got that.
Not so much nowadays, but yeah, she really, really dug chocolate. So whenever we would have anything, she would always like just grab the chocolate anyways.
Mhm.
Like for the most part, she would like give us Kit Kats and Snickers and Reese's Pieces or whatever, like little cups,
Yeah.
Mhm.
stuff like that. So that's the stuff that I like. But yeah, it's usually Smarties or Nerds. Those are my go-tos. I like Smarties a lot.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
Nerds, they're just I like Nerds.
I
too.
would do first candy to eat would be a Crunch bar, like the mini ones.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh,
it.
Crunch is good.
Ooh,
Yeah, I actually
yeah.
had one today.
That's the underdog
That
of
is the
chocolate.
under-
but,
you're right.
but people be hating on that
You're-
shit, and I'm
Crunch
like,
is
bro,
good.
I will, hell yeah. I would rather eat a Crunch Bar over any other chocolate. And I'm not a chocolate fan at all. Like, I fucking hate chocolate.
Okay,
Like,
I'll take
if
that.
you ever see me eat chocolate and it's white chocolate, and I know it's not real chocolate, but you know, that's as far as I'll go for chocolate. Now, the one candy I will throw, and this is the Hispanic coming out of me, because you know, cholos. My mom used to tell me to throw away the fucking see-through wrapped taffy because they were being fucking dosed with poison, and
I feel
they're like,
like
you're gonna get sick. I'm like,
yeah,
that
I mean,
shit out of here,
for sure.
That cheap candy out of here, dude.
That shit feels like a given for me because
I once ate it.
I was
and
gonna say
spit it right out, and I was like, this tastes like
Ew.
shit.
if you ever ate the wrap candy in plastic, that is some
You know which one it
Edgar
is.
behavior right there.
You know exactly which one the fuck it is too.
No, that is.
I think that's just a universal thing because of how bad it was.
No, I was just saying, from my perspective, from my upbringing, that's some Edgar shit.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be eating some
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
wrapped ass little plastic.
That's some
spoon.
silver teeth
Hell no.
activities.
Yeah,
That's silver
dude.
teeth shit.
Fuck that. No, that's
Yeah.
like when I was younger, I already had trust issues at that point. So I was just like, no,
Yeah.
this is weird.
I had 2 fears Halloween, and my parents used to tell me either getting kidnapped
Nope.
or fucking getting poisoned by those
Yeah, I just
dirty
thought
little
it-
taffy candy.
I just thought about like getting killed just because like obviously all the monsters were scary, like all the really good costumes, and people were like older and like taller. And then you know what's also a thing when we were younger, people our age look way older
Yeah.
than we do.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
grown ass men and women. Like I remember
Yeah.
looking at people and just thinking, oh my god, grown ups. I'm pretty sure kids look at us and just think dust bags. Oh, or me.
They do drugs
Hey.
Yeah.
or drink or have kids or both
I mean-
or all three and until
I mean, you try being us.
yo, it's
I-
hard.
it do be
and
hard.
tell me you don't have
It's
some
hard
type
being
of
an
vice.
adult, dude.
Yeah.
Richard,
Jesus
what's your first
Christ.
and last or first and throw?
First one that I'd eat oppositely. I love Hershey's. I fucking love
Oh,
Hershey's
okay.
so much. Like, what's it called? If I get a like just the single little ones itself, like I'll go through
Oh,
those
yeah.
first. If not Reese's, because Reese's cups are like up there for me.
Reese's cup.
Eat them up. Eat them
I never
up,
got
eat
the
'em up.
hype.
What? It's so
Reese's
good.
I mean, I like them. I
Oh.
like them. But I just don't get the hype
Just
behind
anything
it. People are
chocolate.
like,
Yeah, anything chocolate for me, fucking top tier. So like Kit Kats, I love Kit Kat so
Kit
much.
Kats were really, really good. If it was chocolate, my go-to chocolate would have to be a Kit Kat. I love Kit Kats. Oh my god.
yo,
Eating the edge. When Kourtney Kardashian came out, I think it was Kourtney Kardashian, she was like, this is how I eat a Kit Kat.
oh my god,
eat
dude.
the
No.
edge, and then you scrape off or peel off
The
top,
waffle?
and then you
Mhm.
just have the waffle.
The-
And I'm like, first of all, too much work. I never bothered going for the whole waffle thing. I did the edge though, for sure, and then I ate the actual thing. But
No, just eat.
No.
What do you?
the waffle part too much.
Would you bite it as a whole, or would you actually snap it?
No, you snap
If you
it.
bit it as a whole, you were some
fuck?
real
You're a
ass
serial
I killer.
murderer.
I knew people who would fucking just eat it. I'm like,
No.
what the fuck kind of chocolate is that,
That's a
dude?
serial
Like,
killer,
like,
dude.
I feel like I have some repressed memory of some kid scraping it against his teeth and eating the
Oh,
like that?
No.
Yeah.
ugh.
You know
One-
what?
like once, and then I'm
Nope.
I will say I did that once as a joke because I was like, "Who eats it like
curious.
that?" Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But then
yeah.
I was like,
I blame SpongeBob for that shit.
yeah,
'Cause
that's a good
I
episode.
feel like
Yeah,
that's
you're
some
right.
shit that I saw on there or
Mhm.
something, and it was just you just see like the shavings come off, and I was like, huh. I wonder. And
Yeah,
then
I did
just
it.
trying it. But
you could probably do the same little marks.
I did.
jeez.
And then throwing out, I hate Almond Joy so fucking much. I just can't do coconut. I hate coconut.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I would rather eat that over Three Musketeer. I feel like
I
Three
love
Musketeers.
Three Musketeers.
It's
I
too
know.
overwhelmed. The
What?
Three
I know.
Musketeers too
I like-
overwhelmed with caramel.
I like the little
Three Musketeers-
ones.
Oh,
The little ones, yes.
For
Yeah,
you're
chocolate,
thinking
for
of
any
Milky Way.
chocolate bar now, I only
no,
like
no.
the little
Three
ones.
Musketeer has.
Three Musketeers
oh
doesn't
no,
have
wait.
caramel.
Doesn't it have like mousse inside of
It's
it?
chocolate
Yeah,
mousse.
like, isn't it? Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
soft.
I love it.
Milky Way for
Fish.
sure. Milky Way over Three Musketeers.
What's it called? What are you guys' feelings about Snickers?
I like
Dude.
Snickers.
Bro,
Not my favorite,
that
but I
shit-
still like
I
it.
had like 3 little ones back to back, and I was like,
Dude,
I can't remember my teeth.
there was
They just
there was a
it's
point.
so much
there was a-
shit. Ugh.
There was a point in my life where I don't break out. I don't. I'm blessed enough to say like I don't have like crazy acne. I do get it over stress, but there was a point where you guys look at me with envy.
Weird flex, but
Um,
okay.
I mean it's true.
It's okay.
But
Go.
I have, and it's been since I can remember, the weirdest fucking addiction to Snicker bars. I stay away from Snickers because once I have one, I'll buy another. I'll have another. I'll have another. There was a point where I realized where I had like 3 Snickers within like the last 30 to 40 minutes. And I was like, okay, I need to stop. And it wasn't the little ones. No, it was the whole fucking bar. Like, I just put that
Bro.
shit in a freezer.
Bro,
It's a wrap.
I was literally about to say, have you had the ice cream, the Snickers ice cream?
Oh, no, I don't like that.
The
No.
Snickers
Try that.
full bar
don't taste
ice,
like it,
the
dude.
full bar ice cream, dude. It's
It
literally
don't taste like it.
it's literally the same thing. It's
It don't
just
taste like it.
frozen. But
No,
it's
that's
just
just-
that's a
prepackaged.
mind thing,
It's-
dude.
No,
That's a mind thing.
Steve saying you ain't placeboed, bitch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know, because I only say this because I have them at my work. Like we have a ice cream thing for the customers to the like because it's hot in California, obviously, and
God,
they're
I
like,
want
"Oh,
ice
cool,
cream now.
down."
Cool.
Shit, I
Yeah.
want candy. I want something
So-
sweet. Fuck.
Dude, I have gummy
You
bears
got
at home,
Steve.
and I'm not trying to touch them.
Oh.
I'm as sweet as candy, dude.
Damn, I shouldn't order Starbucks right now because I can't walk around my house looking like this.
You get Starbucks just as a cow.
Dude, my God, my mom would just look at me like, "You did it." And I told her, I'm like, "I think this should maybe count." And she was like, "Really?"
Dude, if the people
Yeah.
across the bridge see me, that's it. I'm done for.
Yeah, actually. So yeah, anyways, so we have the ice cream there. And my boss gets the Snickers ice cream. And we also have like little baskets of candy that they can grab whenever they want. Obviously, they let us grab some too whenever we want. So, what's it called? I've grabbed them the little Snickers, and the actual frozen one, and I've tried them both, and literally it tastes the same to me. It's just one's cold and one's regular room temperature, whatever. So I don't know. At least to me, they seem. Either way, they're
Nah.
both good as fuck. Like
You
I
know
love
which
that.
one-
Mhm.
which one? What's it called? What candy's like underrated? Is, and this is just my personal favorite as a kid, is the little orange taffy candies. Like the orange
Candy
flavored
corn?
ones. No,
Oh.
no, like taffy.
Oh,
Like it was
candy.
like you know how they had like taffy flavor. Like there was a vanilla one, there was a lime one. They were
Were they
wrapped. They looked
squares?
like no. They look like Tootsie Roll, like rolled out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Damn. Yeah. So it's little taffy bars. They're like this. They're like this
I
small.
think you're.
dude.
I think that was the
Um,
drug ones, dude.
No. And it was it was like my ultimate thing to have. Like I always looked for either the lime one or the orange one. And then once my dumbass was chewing gum and I ate it, and it was just like, ugh, like what the
Ew.
fuck's happening?
Ew.
Yeah.
Alright,
Ever
cool.
since then, I never had it again.
How long? Like I was gonna say too. Like, have you ever actually eaten enough candy to the point where you throw up like that?
No,
Because like
No.
you see
I
it in
had
cartoons.
I had a
and shit.
headache. I had a headache once, but I think that was just the sugar rush as a kid.
Yeah, I was
Like the after high of being on the rush, but I've never thrown up. I've seen kids like throw up off of candy. I'm like, yo, you a weak bitch. Give me your candy.
because like my
The
mom,
costume's getting to him.
my mom would just like the minute she saw me eating too much, she'd be like, "Give that shit."
My parents do. They wouldn't like. They'd be honest about how much candy we ate.
My parents didn't. They would just yell at me, but I mean I was never the kid who would like did you guys ever know kids who would fucking come home with all their candy and they would just eat it all
Yeah.
at the same night or
Yeah.
try? Okay,
Yeah.
I never did that. My candy would literally last me
either.
for
Me
like
too.
maybe 2-3 months.
Me too, dude. Literally,
Like I would, yeah.
literally, I would fucking. That's like as
Stock up that bitch.
when I went out,
Yeah.
I wanted to go out as long as possible so I could have it to at least last till fucking Thanksgiving or Christmas. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to
For
make
the
this
next
shit last.
candy holiday. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's it called? I
Always did.
still like binging on the chocolate a little too much, just because, like I said, I'm a whore for chocolate. I will say that.
Do you remember like being confused when like people would be
Richard,
like,
do you
"Hey,
remember
I
the
don't-"
time that you were confused?
No,
I've always been scared
they were like
in the head.
they were like, "Hey, we don't have candy, but here's $1." And you're like, "This
Yeah.
is the
No.
best Halloween
I've
ever."
had that
You
before.
dude, the most I
I
ever
had that.
received was a $10 bill.
I got
Oh, I never had
pencils.
that.
The guy said, "Hey, I just ran out of candy. Here." And he gave me a 10, and I was like, "Wow, you can
Thanks,
have my
mister."
candy."
Instead of
I threw that shit deep in the bag. I was like in the
instead
bucket.
of going out and getting a $5-6 bag of candy, the man gave you a 10. That makes sense.
Hell yeah, dude.
The drip.
He was just
Shout out to
chilling.
him.
He was like, "I just ran out." Like he even held his bowl to show me, and he was like, "Here." And he gave me a 10. He's like, "But don't tell nobody." I ran up to my friends. I was like, "Yo, I got a $10 bill."
That's
They all
funny.
went, and they were like, "No candy, no money." I was like, "Yes."
Sorry.
Yeah, I was the one.
And then
I was
inside their heads,
cool.
it was just like,
I had
this
like
little fucking snitch.
I had like maybe like $2, but it was like a person that gave me $2 or $1. Like that was the most that ever happened, if it did happen.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
the most
Pencils.
I
would
would say
hate
the
it.
most different thing that's ever happened in my neighborhood is like this person. You know where the fancy house is by my place, the
Yeah.
mansion.
Yeah.
The nice one.
Yeah.
It is a mansion.
Yeah, basically, dude. But in front of that one, the other house, it's a very nice house too.
Yeah.
Each
The one-
year,
yeah, I know what you
they bring out a whole fucking popcorn machine and what's it called, candied
Ooh.
apples. It's like
That's
Cute.
cool.
I'm like,
That's
you guys
cute.
are
I like
something
that.
else, bro.
I
Nice.
never-
Those are nice people.
I never had candy apples as a kid just because like
I don't like caramel.
I remember always
They're
hearing
too
about
messy.
that, but I always remember hearing about kids like losing teeth in the
Oh.
candy apple.
I
Oh,
hear that.
Like when we were
I didn't know
younger,
about
like it
that.
was always just like biting, the teeth were loose, and then they like that's when the teeth would come out. And I remember like freaking
and that's
out.
how
I was
silver
like,
teeth kids are born.
I don't want to lose my teeth. It sounds like it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I just never
The
bothered.
secret that my mom taught me was she would like when I would get them, she would cut them, so that way I wasn't like trying to bite into the apple.
Yeah.
Because this one time I remember I bit it and the stick broke and it fell, and I was like, "Fuck." Okay. I was like, "Well, it's too heavy, dude. It's a heavy fucking apple."
Little Steve just crying over
Straight
his
up.
spilled apple.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh.
I didn't cry, but I was sad. I was like, and my brain process like, pick it up and eat it, bitch.
It's a little Steve. Amma, me apple.
She's like, I told you. I was like,
just cut, just like pendejo. I'm like,
and
oh,
I was just I was just in the car ride like this.
oh,
Like, it was like an hour because I was coming from my fucking godparents' house.
okay.
And I was just
How
like,
cute.
That was
Cute and sad.
no apple.
Speaking of like,
Yeah.
did you guys ever go to the
No
rich people's
bitches,
houses?
No apple. Huh?
Yes.
The rich people's
There was
houses.
one
where
neighborhood-
they
there was
go
one
full
neighborhood.
bars.
Yeah, once before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I-
went-
that was the thing.
I was-
That's when my family and I were still talking to my dad's side of the family when we were little kids, and they were like, let's do it over here or some shit like that. And they're like, I don't even remember the city. I didn't even know the city when I was younger. I just remember like the street, and it was like in the hills somewhere over in the I
Hidden
guess Culver
Hills?
City, if anything.
you
But,
know what's
like,
funny? I was thinking Culver too.
Yeah, it was it just was on an incline. So I was just like, I remember visiting, and it was a lot of fun. Apparently
those
they
are the
didn't like
best,
us
dude.
though. So I was
Those
like,
are the
oh.
best. It was full bar candies and then bags of chips, little bags of chips.
Little
Yep,
bags of
straight up.
chips.
Full,
Yeah.
that shit was snack central. I
Yeah.
remember going in. I think it was like the year before my family got rid of like one of our family vans, because we've had vans. We've had like a silver one, then we had a green Astro. Those
Oh, I thought you said bands, and I was like,
bands. That's when we had a band.
that's dope.
Yeah, man. Naked Brothers band version 2.0.
Ew. You ever watch that show?
No.
Ew.
It was cringy.
It's cringy.
I knew of it, but never watched it.
Uh,
You know what I did watch? iCarly.
Naked Brothers.
He's naked, bro. Oh no!
Jesus.
All right. Speaking of watch, what's it called?
Speaking of spook.
Oh, but speaking of fucking mansions, so today my family and I, so we have a business out here in LA. I'm not gonna say the name. We were quoting a customer, and they took us to a property that they are like, I guess, renovating or preparing for the family that bought it.
Mhm.
And it was an old mansion that we always drove by, and now they're renovating it. And I remember I was standing there, we're checking out the place, and it's really big. And it's pretty. It's really nice. It's like old school style. Kind of like on the inside, it's like Midwest style almost. Like there's wood. There's a lot of brickworking. And what's it called? I remember I was standing there on the second floor, and we were like waiting to like move on or whatever. Like they were showing like a piece of a room to my parents, And then I'm just standing there, and I swear, Mikey was behind me, and I felt someone tug my shirt. When I turned around, Mikey had both of his hands in his pockets, and he was like not looking the other way, but he just wasn't showing any indication of like he caused it. Because whenever we fuck around with each other, we're really obvious because that's just what we do.
Okay.
But it wasn't even when I brought it up to my parents, and I was like, yeah, I felt like someone tugged me, and I wasn't sure if it was Mike. But when I looked around, he just had his hands in his pockets, and he was like, what?
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, did you, when I was standing, do you remember when I turned around and looked at you? He was like, yeah, kind of. Then I asked him, like, did you like want to tell me something, or did you like pull my shirt? He was like, no. I was like, oh.
Jesus Christ.
So somebody grabbed something, grabbed the back of my shirt and tugged on it twice.
All right.
2 times.
So now that we're on to spooky shit. Spooky shit. I know Steve has good story about some spooky shit that happened to him.
Spoopy.
I'm gonna let you take it over.
Shit. I think the shortest one is funny as shit actually. I was driving. I will never be able to explain this properly because I feel like my brain till this day was just like, aha, you're just seeing things, keep going, you're tired. I was driving home from the Weeknd's concert.
I was coming home.
And what's it called? I was on the freeway. I was driving. I was coming from the Forum. And
the Foreman. Sorry.
And anyways,
you just want to give notes. Shut up. Anyway, keep going.
As I was driving by, I remember looking over to my right, and there's a cemetery from the 405 to the 5 going that way, like the big LA one.
Yeah.
There's spotlights on that area. There's not really like a crazy like gang of lights.
Yeah.
But there's certain areas that are just they're glowing there to like they're semi illuminated because it's such a fucking like vast area. There was someone in white, full white, standing in the middle in the cemetery. This isn't Halloween, by the way. This is like fucking like February, May, some shit like that. Just standing flat in the fucking middle of this as I'm driving by. I'm not speeding. I'm driving. I'm like 65. I'm like, it's early. It was like 11. And they were just standing there. Like I tried, like my eyes tried focusing without like not focusing on the road. And I just remember seeing them just stand there like full straight. And I was like, I want to turn back so bad. But my brain was like, go and drive faster. Like, fuck that. Like, do not turn around. That's probably the like one of like the most unexplained one. I think another one, real quick to add on to that, was this one time I was coming home from Jess's house, and her street is like a straight like there's no light, like there's barely any light, and most of them comes from the homes. I was walking from, it was like 2 a.m. I was leaving her place. I had just dropped her off, and I was walking to my car. And there's this, I fucking hate parking there because of how creepy that shit was. There's this big fucking tree, like giant, like it looks like it's been there for years. I kid you not, to this day, and I texted just freaked out. Someone peeked out like this, and I was like, huh? And I pulled out my phone and I pulled the flashlight out to like be like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, okay, walk. And then I'm crossing the street. It's a small street. And as I'm getting closer to the car, I see it again, but from the other tree. And from the tree next to it, I was like, nope, get in the car. I was like, turn this shit on. And I turned my lights on, and I was like, I just reversed. I straight up, like, because I usually reverse and pull forward, because there's 2 ways. I took the long road, and I texted her, and I called her. I was like, I kid you not, I just saw something. I was like, there's some fucking, I don't know what the fuck it is. My brain was like trying to like understand and be like, maybe it was just like a homeless person.
It's a skinwalker.
It was.
I was gonna say the hide behind. You know what those are?
Look,
Ew,
no.
A hide behind is this whole like cryptid
Is
kind
this one of those things where if you tell people about it,
No.
it's gonna pop up?
No.
That's the
'Cause
skinwalker shit, dude.
There's some shit that is like that, and I'm not about to.
The
bring it
hide
up because
behinds
then
are this cryptid kind of think of them like Slenderman type of thing, where what's it called? You feel their presence or whatever, like especially in the woods
Ugh.
specifically. But like anytime you turn around to see them or to look for them, they're hiding behind something. And what's it called? You'll never be able to find them because they just hide behind things. Like that's their whole
Yeah.
shtick. But it's like, right?
That was me,
It's
dude.
a creepy theory. It is creepy. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like that moment lasted forever because I was like vulnerable. There's like no one there. It's it's almost like 3 a.m.
Mhm.
Like I fucking hate it. Like I hate it. And I anytime I park far, like I try to just speed walk or I don't walk in the middle of the street anymore because she lives in a very quiet street.
Mhm.
But fuck, that one gave me chills. Like that one, like I saw it peak, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Whatever."
I just
was
like
it's
to
probably
I like to imagine there was just like a raccoon, just like really quick.
I know it was just a couple
Dude.
raccoons, and he just didn't notice it crawling on the dark grass of the other tree, and then it looked.
It just looked very like it just. It
Yeah,
looked
no,
like an
I get
actual,
you,
like-
yeah.
No, yeah.
And the worst part is that it's so far, and I'm blind, and I'm like, I can't fucking see you, and I don't want to see you. Don't come closer. But when I saw the first tree, I was like, what the fuck? Then I saw the second tree, and I was like, I gotta go. I need to go home. I need to fucking pray to the Lord, and I need to go to bed. But that was probably like the most like creepiest one. I have other ones, but I don't want to bring those up because they feed energy into my house.
I feel like I only have one instance of like a creepy white figure, and it wasn't even. They were people to make it even creepier.
Oh.
Like actual folks. It was when I was hanging out with C and M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you guys know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we were cruising. We were just hanging out. We're vibing. I think it might have been Thanksgiving or something like that, or like some other random ass night. I don't know what, but me and C would always go up there and chill and vibe or whatever. It was basically Angeles Crest. For those of you that are from LA, it's a cool drive. But we would go at night, and we would go during the spring. So when we started hanging out with M more,
Mhm.
we went in the winter, and it wasn't as bright. It wasn't as nice because there's that like the moon is brighter during
Yeah.
during spring, so you could actually see everything. It's nice and quiet, but
The
it's really
moonlight glow?
chill. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice vibe. So we're going, and before we get there, we're smoking a little bit, whatever. We're chilling. We didn't do a whole lot because the idea is we get to the spot, then we smoke, and we're there for hours. Yes, we're fucking weird. We'll chill on a fucking Angeles Crest, pull out, and we'll just be there for hours, just chilling, catching up, and then we're either having like snacks or beer or something because the munchies kick in after we're eating, or smoking, then we eat.
Mhm.
But before we get there, we notice like a couple cars, like 3 or 4 parked down below, like on the street or on the road, like off to the side. And we're like, oh, that's kind of weird. Usually they're like pulled off. But then we notice like more and then more, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? Why are there so many people here? It's like 9-10 p.m. or some shit like that. It's just weird to kind of just like, yes, we're here obviously, but that's just 3 people in one car. But this is just like 10-15 cars just like parked on both sides of the road,
And everybody can see.
yeah, and it's just kind of weird. So we're looking, all the cars are empty. C is driving slow for whatever reason, from what I remember. And then
Curiosity.
we see like something flickering in the distance on the left side, and we're going up on the right. So we look, and we're getting closer and closer. We're kind of seeing like a figure, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, and then it feels like the number's getting bigger,
Mhm.
and they're just congregating around this one like tiki torch almost in the middle of them
no.
all.
That's a no.
And they're all wearing white.
That's a big no.
Oh yeah, I've
and
came
they're
across
all
some
like
shit.
wearing like a white hood. I wouldn't say it wasn't like KKK stuff or anything like that, because it wasn't like pointy hoodie, but it was just like
It could be
That's
some
so
hood,
shit.
white. Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
just like, and I feel like we stopped or slowed down for like a second just to kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a
and
big
then-
nope.
I think because C has a loud ass car, I think something happened, or if they could just hear it, and then they all turned around and we're just like, just drive, bitch, just drive. So then we're talking about it. We finally get up to the top of the mountain, and this time we always think, oh, we should just bring chairs because we always end up sitting on the fucking floor or whatever, or in the trunk. So like, let's just bring chairs. So we finally bring out fold out chairs, and the idea is we're gonna hang out, we're gonna chill, we're gonna listen to music, we're just gonna vibe, and we're there for like 5 minutes. And the vibes were so creepy. It was just so uncomfortable. Like something felt so off in the mountains. It was dead quiet. There wasn't any animals. There wasn't any birds or anything.
No
And around
chirp,
that time,
no creak.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Jesus.
almost dead silent. And it's just so scary. It was just so creepy. So we're like, fuck it, let's just go back down. Like, I'm not, like, whatever. Like, hell no. This is like, it's just us. Maybe, but at this point, we would have seen like a car driving past us because if people do drive, they cruise there, a bunch of cars go there, race cars, drivers, stuff like that. But nobody, and it's just us. So I was like, let's just go. So then we're going down, and we're like, oh, we're gonna have to pass these people again. Fuck. And we get down there, all the cars are gone, every single one. No tiki torch, no people. It looks like nobody was even there. All
That's
gone.
crazy.
Just like none of them even existed in the first place.
Jesus
I was like,
Christ.
Fun.
No.
So much fun.
Listen, I don't care. Personally, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe
Skeptical.
in the spiritual world in a sense where it's like
spirit.
I'm the biggest skeptic when it comes to this stuff.
Beep,
But
beep, beep.
cults like that do scare me because people are fucking crazy. Like
That's what I'm saying. You know, like real people are fucking scary, dude.
So I don't have a personal scary or like, you know, haunted story or whatever, but what's it called? I remember a story that my mom told me along with my dad told me.
Dude.
Basically back in the day, they used to live in Mexico, but this doesn't have anything to do with them. It was more like this is a family thing. Apparently she was my aunt or something like, or my uncle, excuse me. They lived in a little fucking pueblo, like little fucking farmers, you know, village, town, whatever.
Yeah.
And one day my uncle went to this basically kind of like a bar type of thing. So he went, he was just trying to drink and stuff like that. So he was already like having a few, and he got drunk, and in comes in this guy who's known in the village to be this kind of obnoxious, constant drunk. Like, you know, he's a town drunk who's always just kind of like saying dumb shit, whatever. So he comes in and he's being loud, he's being degenerative, you know, he's being, annoying.
He's being a troublemaker, basically.
And my uncle speaks up and he tells him, "Hey, you better, like, you need to shut the fuck up." And the guy was like, what did you tell me? He's like, "I told you to shut up, like, stop, you know, being an asshole." And the dude pulls out a gun.
Oh shit.
And he's like, "Say that to me again." And my uncle, he was just like, "Oh, so it's gonna be like that." So he took out his machete.
And then he pulled out his gun.
No, you're like, what's it called? So hold on, I think I had it flipped actually. He pulled out his machete, threatening him first, and then he pulled out the gun. My bad. And my uncle was like, "Oh, so we're gonna be like that? All right." So my uncle just ups and leaves, and everyone's just like, "All right, well, that could have been worse." You know, he just left. Like, everyone's thinking like he's done for the night, whatever. He just left, like, wanting to leave the situation. He comes back with his full-on fucking hunting rifle.
Oh shit!
And he doesn't even like ask him anything anymore, but he just ups and unalives the dude right there and there.
Oh,
So
Wow.
it was fucking crazy. So when apparently the brother of the degenerative guy was there also, so he got up and went to go get his gun. And my uncle didn't stick around for this. He had gone back home, or like, I think he was just went to go do something. And my aunt had come chasing after my uncle because she saw that he came home to get the gun, and she's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she's a little older, so she like got there a little bit late, and she caught up to him, and basically like started giving him shit, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, obviously shit went down, and the guy's brother came back, pulled up the gun, and he was drunk as shit, so he leaned against the fence to stabilize his aiming. He shot, and he unalived my aunt.
Oh Jesus!
Like, she
Oh
got
my
caught in the
God.
crossfire. It was so fucked. So that's just a little information about like that. I was like, shit went down that day. After that,
Okay.
luckily nothing else happened. But still, a couple months later, apparently, my uncle was just kind of chilling, like just laying in a hammock. I like I forgot what time of day it was. I'm pretty sure it was like late, like midnight, if not early morning. And he started hearing banging on his door. But this is Mexico, and it's not like it's a wooden door or anything. This shit's just a fucking metal door. Like,
Right.
so all you hear is just
Rattling.
It
biggest
echoes, yeah.
fucking da, da, da.
Right.
And he's like, who's there? Like, who's there? Like, Guinness, and no answer. Just another more knocking. And he's like, he looked out the window trying to see if it was like who the fuck it was. No, but he didn't see anybody. And he was just like, hey, you better fucking stop before something happens. That shit kept going, and then one more warning, and again he heard the fucking pounding. He just pulled out his gun, shot through the fucking door, and he opened the doors. No one, still nobody. He looked around everywhere. Nobody was around, and people were thinking that it was either like spirit of the aunt, because he heard like some little like like some hush type of shit.
That
And
fucking phasmophobia one when you get caught.
basically.
Jesus.
And he got so fucking scared, and he just dipped. To apparently that whole side of like the village is like abandoned to this day, because people of so much shit went down there that people are convinced that there's spirits just roaming around and like fuck.
Could be.
On a side note, if you ever like, I feel like most Latino families have that one ghost story where it's like, and it's not any ghost story, it's our families or something like that, where it's just like,
I don't know.
like a family member specifically had this thing happen to them, and it was just like very specific.
Yeah.
Like something that'll make you go, oh fuck. I feel like every Latino family has that one story.
Mhm.
I have so many. Like, I think out of everybody, my dad probably experienced most of it, and he experienced some himself.
Yeah.
Mm.
But right now that you were talking about like how you're sharing a story that I'm like, isn't it crazy how like growing up, like it's always the parents' like hometown or when they were just growing up that they were the ones who experienced that shit.
Yeah.
Like my dad's stories are fucking nuts. Like even himself, like grown, like he was he was younger. He was like 20, 23. Like he still remembers like my grandmother coming to his room, and this is him as a grown man. He would come on the weekends from service because my dad served in the military out there in Guatemala,
Mhm.
and La Llorona would pass by his window multiple nights, like, and it was like my this is a time where like obviously it's a third world country. My dad and my aunt, they're it's only them two. They would share a room, and she would come. My grandma would come in, and she'd obviously like be like holding my aunt because she was younger. She was a baby still. She was a teenager,
Mhm.
and she'd be like, "Don't worry about it," like And this is where I learned where it's like, if you hear her close, that means she's far. If you hear her far, that means she's close.
Mhm.
So like my dad would literally like be up at night, like hearing this shit and like seeing something pass his window.
Gross.
And it was, it's like the creepiest shit. My great grandmother shared some fucking stories about her dad. This is when fucking Guatemala was just fucking trees and dirt roads before concrete existed. Like, and then her stories herself, I'm like, it's crazy. Like all the older folks like have the most creepiest fucking stories.
Mm.
There's another,
And it's like
I was just gonna say my dad had another one. Do we have time? What? Yeah, we have time.
Sure.
It was just so his house or his mom's house back in the day, it was in the same village, but what's it called, our like they all worked out in farms that were like in more outskirts of where the village was at. So what's it called? He went there to go work with my grandpa, and this is a time before fucking flashlights and all this shit. Especially there,
Is it a
fucking
lantern?
rural ass land. No, so what's it called? It got late, and he needed to go home to go get something. I forgot what it was, but he was just gonna go from the place back to the house and obviously stay, and then come back the next morning. But he needed to go that night, so my grandpa put together this torch out of palm leaves, or some kind of these leaves or whatever. Like,
That
he
is
bundled
such
it up,
rural
and
area
I'm telling you,
shit.
ruler shit. He's like, here, take it. It should last you the whole trip from here to the house. And what's it called? Just be safe. So my dad left, and it was going fine, whatever. And then he got to the point, he was pretty close to the village already, or his house, and the thing was already pretty low. It was probably apparently you imagine the fucking thing. This is my
It was
dude.
dimming.
It's like the size of the fist, and then the fist is getting smaller.
Yeah,
and
it
smaller.
was getting- it was
he
just
was
dimming
holding
out,
it here,
it
and it
was
was like
dying out,
here,
yeah.
and it was just the basically just a little bits left. And at that point, you really can't see much in front of you anymore. You're really just going off of the slight glow around you. So he was going, but he saw a shadow, what's it called, walking towards him.
Whoa.
And he
Ugh.
was just like, he didn't think of too much of it first. And he's just like, oh, like, good afternoon, or
Oh,
how's
no.
your night? My dad.
Shut up,
I will say, my dad
Being
was
polite.
a fucking fearless ass motherfucker. Like,
bro.
but he was just like, hey, like, what's up?
hey.
Being respectful
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
Nothing. The shadow didn't reply. Nothing. Just kept
Oh,
kept
Jesus.
walking straight towards him, and he was like, he just kept saying like hello, like, who are you, like, stuff like that. Nothing. The shadow just fucking kept walking, and he was like, hey, you better fucking say something before I throw this in your face. And what's it called? Nothing. Like, it just kept walking straight towards him, and he started flailing it to kind of scare
Like it's
him.
a fucking bear.
Yeah, basically. But nothing. And what's it called? My dad just fucking decided to just lunge forward with it and go towards the face.
Right.
Went straight through it, and he said that all he saw were these big red eyes, fucking piercing red, and he got so fucking scared, and he just yelled for my grandma, and because luckily, like I said, he was pretty close already, and he just booked it, and he just ran straight to my grandma, and my grandma had actually heard him and came out and to see what was happening. And she just said that all she saw was my dad running towards her, pale white,
Jesus.
literally just scared out of his mind. And yeah, that's as far as any counts are at this point. So who knows what the fuck he saw, but that shit was crazy.
There's a movie like that. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not even gonna look it up because I can't think of how. And also it's a kind of a spoiler because it's kind of at the end of the movie. But
Yeah,
it's basically this girl goes missing out of nowhere, randomly, just disappears. She's happy, like it was one of those things where where did the disappearance of so and so, and this family find out that she's kind of been recording her life for some reason or something like that, or something. I can't remember what it is, but it gets to the point where they're connecting all these pieces of where she is and what she's looking up and things like that. And then they finally get to the last bit, the last piece of evidence or last piece of clue of what happened to her.
mm-hmm.
And it's her phone. I think they couldn't find her phone. Her phone was with her everywhere. So they finally find her phone. I don't know where. It's somewhere obvious, I think, or the cops find her or something. And they're like, you should watch the last video, the most recent one.
Hmm.
So they watch it, and it's just her at a what is it? I think a dried up lake or a beach.
Oh, we watched that
I was
together.
gonna say, I think we watched this.
I'm the one who brought it up, and we watched it. We watched it together.
Some
Was it?
island
Yeah.
thing.
It's no, it's not an island.
Or-
It's a lake. It's like
I must have not been there with you guys because I don't remember watching this.
Oh,
with
yeah.
you guys because I watched it.
Yeah,
on-
you were there.
on- I did.
Yeah.
I feel like I watched
we
this
all
on
watched it
YouTube.
together.
I remember-
it was a little flip phone. the video shows her
Yeah,
like sitting
okay.
down, like crouched, and then she gets up, and it's like the weirdest fucking shit because she sees herself, but it's like it's like a
Yeah,
multi-dimensional like horror shit.
Well, that's the thing is that I was gonna say is that that's crazy that your dad described that, because I remember what the movie was saying was that in some cultures or something like that, you will see your own death, or you'll see yourself in your moment of death or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Mhm.
oh shit, creepy.
That shit was creepy though.
Creepy to hear it, because I was thinking about that movie. God, I was getting chills thinking about the movie, because that
Jeez.
that
That movie was-
reveal,
yeah.
holy, that reveal
Yeah.
was good.
Dude,
I
we were
remember
all like,
watching
what the
it.
fuck?
Dude,
it was
and I
supposed to be
remember
like one of those.
tripping.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just like,
I'll be real.
It's really good delivery.
I can be
liked
real.
it a lot.
I didn't like it too much.
Mm.
Some of the things were like very like twisty, like just like, what the fuck? I didn't think we were gonna go there. But
That's
what was it called?
that's the one. I forgot. That's the one where like yeah, I remember what you're talking about now, because like she had all this whole other life.
Yeah,
She was
exactly.
fucking.
Yeah.
She was doing shit with the neighbors,
Yes, exactly.
and then
So
the brother was photoshopping the photo, but at the end it ended up being real.
Yeah.
Like the reason why this movie's so popular is because like the people who the cast made the movie never talked about it. It was out, and that was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was it. Like there's no interviews, there's no interview with the director, nothing. Like it's played out to be like it's a real fucking footage.
Found,
Yeah, found
found
footage.
film movie.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
found films.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's good.
I don't know. It's like it didn't leave a lasting impression on me. Besides,
Mm.
like I said, a few twists that is just like, okay, well, all right, not what I expected, but dope.
I will say it's a build. For me, the ending was the best part.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole reveal for me.
Yeah, the ending,
yeah,
I
it
was
was
just
good.
like, okay, weird, dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. I think we're pretty much out of time, but I
Oh,
did
yeah.
want to say the creepypasta really quick, if that's cool with you guys.
For sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was looking through it and I was just like, I don't know if you guys like listen to a bunch of them enough, or like know about some of these stories. The one I'm want to talk about is called Robert the Doll.
I don't think so. I only know about
No.
like
Any reading glasses for
basic
this?
creepy pastas.
I know. I was like, all I know is the German one, the French one, the Jean de Cour, the evil doll one.
I think.
Which
Oh, I don't
I
know
think
about
I'm
that.
butchering his last name, but his first name is John. It's Gean.
The closest to creepy pasta I know is like something that involves Legend of Zelda or something like that.
Oh,
Or, like,
Ben
a
Drowned.
copy of it. Yeah,
I know that one.
Ben Drowned. That one tripped me
That was a
out.
good one. All right.
Yeah.
This one's called Robert the Doll. So it shouldn't take too long. Estimated reading time 3 minutes.
Okay,
So yeah, let's
Spoopy.
get into some spoopy shit. Hey, spoopy.
Spoopy.
I was like, are you yelling at me because I'm drinking my protein?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Um,
All right. In the late 1800s, Thomas Otto and his family moved into a mansion at the corner of Eaton and Simonton Streets in Key West, Florida, now known as the Artist House. The Ottos were known to be stern with their servants, sometimes even mistreating them. It was the treatment of one such Haitian servant that provides a twist in this story. This woman was hired to take care of their son, Robert. One day, Mrs. Otto supposedly witnessed her practicing black magic in their backyard and fired her. But before she left, the woman gave Robert a lifelike doll, which stood 3 feet tall, had buttons for eyes, human hair believed to be Robert's, and was filled with straw. Dolls that resembled children were not unheard of during this time, but this one proved to be special. Robert named the doll after himself and often dressed it in his clothes. Robert the doll became his trustworthy companion. He took it with him on shopping trips into town. The doll had a seat at the dinner table where Robert would sneak in bites of food when his parents were looking. And Robert would even be tucked into bed with the boy at night. Soon, the innocent relationship took on a strange nature. Soon after, Robert chose to be referred to by his middle name, Jean, after being scolded by his mother. He told her that Robert was the doll's name, not his. Jean was often heard in his toy room having conversations with Robert. Jean would say something in his childish manner and responses could be heard in a much lower voice. Sometimes Jean would become very agitated, worrying the servants and his mother. She would, on occasion, burst in to find her son cowering in a corner while Robert sat perched in a chair or on the bed glaring at him. This was only the beginning. Household objects would be found thrown across the room. Jean's toys turned up mutilated, and giggling could be heard. Whenever these unusual acts took place, Jean always said, "Robert did it." The boy took the punishment, but always insisted that the blame was on Robert. As the mischief grew, more and more servants took their leave as new ones were hired. The Otto's relatives felt it was time to do something. With the recommendation of a great aunt, Jean's parents removed Robert from his care and placed him in a box in the attic. This is where he resided for many years. After the death of his father, Jean was willed his boyhood home, so he inherited the home. He decided to live in the Victorian mansion with his new wife. Jean had become an artist and felt the house was spacious and would provide a place for him to paint. He went to the attic and dusted off his childhood toy. He became attached to the doll despite his wife's displeasure. Jean would take the doll along with them everywhere they went. He even sat in his favorite little chair while Jean and his wife slept nearby. The turret room became Robert's domain after Mrs. Otto moved him back to the attic. Their marriage slowly became sour until Mrs. Otto supposedly went insane and died of unknown reasons. Jean followed suit behind. Robert supposedly attacked people, sometimes locking them in the attic. People who passed by claimed to hear evil laughter coming from the turret room. For some time, Robert remained in the empty house by himself until a new family purchased the mansion and restored it. The doll was once again moved to the attic. This pleased it as much as the last time. The doll was often found throughout the house. On one certain night, Robert was found at the foot of the owner's bed giggling with a kitchen knife in hand. This was enough to send them fleeing from the home. Robert was later moved to the East Martello Museum in Key West, where he sits perched in a glass box.
Wait, is it real?
Despite his new living quarters, the doll is believed to not have given up his menacing ways. Visitors and employees claim they have seen the doll move. His smile has been known to turn into a scowl. One employee cleaned Robert, turned off all the lights, and left for the night. The next day he returned to find the lights turned on, Robert sitting in a different position than the night before, and a fresh layer of dust on his shoes. Some say he'll even curse you if you want to take a picture of him. You must ask politely. He'll tilt his head in permission. However, if he doesn't and you take the picture anyways, a curse will befall upon you and anyone who accompanied you to the museum. The same will happen if you make fun of him. To this day, Robert remains at the East Martello Museum in his sailor suit, clutching a stuffed lion, continuing his menacing ways, and there are pictures of him.
Oh God, he's real?
As far as people know.
Oh my God.
That's Annabelle shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's straight up Annabelle. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to make fun of him now. But dude, what if they're just like one big like Megazord or something?
Oh.
You just put all these little fucking dolls together and then they just make one mega demon.
Like
mega
what?
Demon!
Annabelle, Robert.
Is morphins.
Yeah, dude.
The one that we met in, what was her name? Zach Baggins shit.
Yeah, Zach. That's exactly
Peggy.
who I thought of putting
Peggy.
Ugh.
Ooh. I like
Dude,
that.
that's exactly what I thought about who would put it together. Like, that's the exact person I was thinking. Like, Zach Baggins is going to be the dumbass that ends the world just because nothing happens to me. I'm fine. My name's Zach
Not
Baggins.
even, he took him out of his house. All those are like relics from his household.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. But he's around these things all the time.
Yeah.
You're telling me nothing's happened this time because they know they need
I'm
him
scared
to take
fool.
care of them and for the future. What's the future? We're gonna find out.
Dope. All right. And with that, I think we're done. Thank you for joining us on this spoopy special edition of Heard from a Friend. Any final remarks from you guys?
Yes, I have one.
Send nudes.
No.
If you guys haven't seen the trailer or you haven't heard of it, on October 28th, if you don't have Halloween plans or a party, go watch this movie. It's called Pray for the Devil. It is one of the closest films to being similar to what The Exorcist was.
Oh, the female exorcist, right? Is that?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the catch. Yeah, she's the first female exorcist ever.
I went to go watch Smile, and the trailer was like, well, the last one to pop up. Just looked at me and said, "Don't even fucking think about it." I'm like,
so we're
going.
I have not seen a scary movie in a while.
That dude, creepy.
Dope.
Like I have horrible memories of watching The Exorcist as a child. So that shit hits a certain point of my life where it's like, I'll watch it. I'll be a little spoopy.
That's my dad.
I'll sleep with the lights on, dude.
My dad's scariest
scared.
movie he's ever seen was Exorcist, and then he watched Blair Witch Project before it was like announced that it was fake.
Wow.
Those were his scariest movies.
Dude, I grew up thinking that was real.
Yeah, but then the announcement came out, and then he was like, "Fuck."
Y'all ruined it.
Yeah, like it was like he was genuinely scared of it, and he would not watch.
You know why they announced it, right?
Oh, I don't know.
People were actually going they were
into
going
the
to
woods?
Baltimore to go to the woods. That place is based in Maryland, Baltimore.
Right.
Yeah,
So
people were
putting
going.
themselves in
Yeah,
danger. Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So they came out and they're like, "Yo, it's just a movie. Just kidding. Relax.
Chill the
Like,
fuck out.
yeah, please don't go out there. Like, we don't know what the fuck's out there."
Don't sue us.
Yeah, basically.
What it is.
Well, they went out to made a whole page, a website of like
Oh yeah.
missing posters and shit. That's what made it so
Oh,
real.
shit.
Yeah. Dude, that movie, yeah, no. But yeah, if you guys have time, watch Pray for the Devil. It looks like a fucking great addition to the horror film collection of films in my brain that I've pulled in. If you don't watch that, we finally might get to see Michael Myers die, you guys. I don't know, but Jamie Lee Curtis
I still haven't watched.
is
the
at
second
it
one.
again.
Did we watch the second one together?
Yeah, you haven't seen the third one.
There's a third one.
Yeah, this is the fourth one.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Lee.
I was looking. Yes, I was gonna say if we're talking about scary movies again, I recommend The Void. It's not really scary. Cosmic horror, thriller is scary. I don't know. You'll like it. It's cool. If you happen to partake in the Devil's Lettuce, 'tis the season. Watch it when you are partaking in the Devil's Lettuce. It is a trip. It is so cool. Practical effects are awesome. Love it.
Okay.
And then my baby of the day is let me fucking take away that Pochito
Pochito.
from Chainsaw Man. It's not really horror, but it is violent, bloody. It's cool. First episode, I wouldn't say it's well, I don't know. Maybe you'll. It's cool. It's cool. Check it out. Cute chainsaw doggy. Pochito. That's my anime. That's my screen. That's that. I don't think we're doing music because Spoopy.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have one, but
Nah, The Void. I like the movies. I like movies better. We'll swap out music for movies.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, The Void and Chainsaw Man anime. So check them out.
Okay. I don't really have anything to recommend, TBH, but what's it called? I will
Spoopy
just
movie.
none of them that scare me, at least. So I don't know
That's what I
what
was
to
gonna say.
recommend.
You don't have one that's like the closest to ever scaring you.
Like I said, The Strangers. I think I said that on the last podcast.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, reiterate it.
Reas-
Maybe people are gonna
Yeah.
watch this one because we look cute.
Yeah, go watch that one. The Strangers has been like one of those that freaks me out just because it could happen. Like, at least that's what gets me. It's just stuff that actually might happen.
The realism.
Right. But yeah, and then we said it earlier, but I just want to reiterate, if you have any plans at all to go out this weekend, Halloween weekend, please be safe. Drink responsibly, and overall just have fun, but don't be an idiot.
Be wary of your surroundings.
Be wary of your surroundings. All right.
And if you're gonna be an idiot, record it and post it so I can see it.
Add us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyway,
Be
Yeah.
responsibly dumb.
No.
add us
Yeah.
and show us your costumes. That's it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You guys saw ours, and let's show us yours.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and leave a comment letting us know your scariest experiences. Maybe your scary movie recommendation, or if there's anything you want us to talk
stories.
about. That too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, and share.
Oh, and
Share and retweet.
share, retweet,
Yeah.
follow us on Twitter. All of our socials will be in the description. And yeah,
And our TikTok.
our TikTok.
We have a TikTok.
We do
We
have
do
a
have a
TikTok.
TikTok.
You
Yeah.
have a TikTok.
Yeah, check us out on there.
All right, cool.
That'll be linked in the bio.
Everything is in the bio. But again, thank you guys so much. Have a good one. We love you guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Choo.